Hello everyone, Eire here, and you're watching more Persona 3 Reload. I gotta say, I took a small break because I scheduled all my uploads, and honestly I wasn't in the mood for recording more audio, and I was kind of worn out in general until I got some energy back in me. But I just want to say, thank you. Thank you so much. This recent batch of videos overall has had more views than I've had doing single video uploads. I've gotten more views, more impressions, more everything really, except for, you know, I think subscribers, but I don't mind. I feel great that people are actually watching this kind of junk. Oh man. Nearly 300 total views since I started, like, properly doing this stuff. Nearly 7,000 impressions! Back in my last episode of Persona, I mentioned 3,000, okay? Like, you know, a number that's significantly smaller than 7,000. I mentioned that, and that was the same day that I recorded and had everything scheduled to upload. So that was the first night that my first video of that batch came out. That was the, what is that? The Left 4 Dead 2 video, the first episode of that. Man, I'm impressed. Like, wow. And looking at my stats here, specifically for the second episode of that Left 4 Dead 2 playthrough, 46 views. That's more than I've gotten on any of my other videos. The most I've ever gotten was my first Persona 3 Reload video at 30 views. And that video sucked. Okay? Honestly, that video was the worst thing well, not the worst. I was still new to this. I was still recording audio. I was trying to do my best. I didn't know what a YouTuber should do. And I spoke little or nothing in there. I did nothing. Everything was just off in that one. Still, that one getting 30 was like, you know, it's impressive in terms of scale. But this video, the second Left 4 Dead 2 video, over 40 views. It's not like a million or something, okay? A million is just impossible for me. I'd have to win the lottery to get that number. But having, like, a number like that just absolutely surpass all my other, like, view counts, that's just amazing. And again, I'm close to 300 total views since I started. 300, and I started in February! That's 6 months! To me, that's just insane. And no, I haven't like bought any like bots or view bots or any of that garbage. I haven't done anything to influence my views. I haven't left it on repeat. Like, I've done none of that. And like, that's just amazing to me. I'm sorry, but like, wow. That just makes me feel great. It really makes me feel proud of what I've made, you know? Of what I'm doing, really. And I'm glad to have these moments where I can just, like, be as happy as possible like that, because that's just, like, it's a big deal! It really is! I consider today a celebration day, you know? If you want a drink, go for it. Have a drink. If you're underage, you can't drink alcohol or something, well, drink something else. Drink, like, chocolate milk or something. And to be fair, chocolate milk is pretty good. I could go for some of that right now. Like, yeah, I know some of the good stuff. Anyway, this is a big deal to me, and I'm glad I get to share it online with everyone that's watching, really. And, you know, it's been a while since I posted that batch. It's been, what, like almost a week now? Maybe? I don't remember. Point is, I can't guarantee this video gets, like, oh, like, we have millions of views on this one or something like that, you know. I'm not gonna guarantee, like, hey, there's gonna be, like, 10 to 20 views on this. Maybe there's gonna be, like, 1, 2, possibly 3. The 3 is usually what I get, okay? But man, I'm just glad I get to share this moment, especially online, as to me, this is what a milestone looks like. It's something that makes me happy. There's a clear, defined number, and, I mean, oh, really, just, it just, I don't know, to reiterate, it just makes me happy, you know? I think that's the important part. In this episode of Persona, we wrap up my recording that I did for, you know, this batch of Persona, I should say, which was the last video on this one. And it is all focused on just this specific episode is all focused on Arca. It's all focused on Tartarus. All focused on, like, trying to grind and get level ups and moves and, you know, just do our best. Really nothing else happens in this video. It's just kind of a chill one. You just get to watch some, well, really just some gameplay of me just grinding it out in Tartarus. There's not much to say there. Oh man, there's so much I can actually talk about, because it's been just like a little while and I've got stuff I can genuinely talk about, like, wholeheartedly. My next video that I'm putting up is the speed paint that I absolutely promised I'd put up. And looking back on it, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not as proud of it, in terms of, like, the making of it. Audio-wise, I haven't done anything with it just yet, but I will, like, basically the same night I'm doing this. I think just really with that speed paint, it's like, man, I felt like my art wasn't good enough these last speed paints. Like, I felt like it was decent for starting out, but, like, it didn't feel like art. It didn't feel like... It felt like me, but it didn't feel like art. It felt like something I created, but I couldn't call it art, you know? And that kind of bothers me, it really does. Because I want to create something I classify as art, something good enough to be, like, to have a speed paint that's worth viewing and, like, seeing in its entirety. Where I talk about the process or, like, my daily life or something, you know? I like talking about, like, stuff like that, and I want to be able to walk people through, like, my thought process and my drawing process, really. Because that's something you typically don't see, especially, you know, like, at bigger levels. You don't really see what... I mean, you get some behind the scenes of, like, Disney and such, but you never have, like, a full-scale, like, documentary or explanation of, like, oh, yeah, here's how we made Frozen, you know? We don't get that until, like, I don't know, a year later, and it's like a 5-minute long thing that's just like, okay, so here's the idea. We came up with this. We thought, like, it's the winter time, and we thought we need a Disney princess for the winter time. And, like, you know, like, I guarantee that's not what their thought process is. I probably just, like, offended, like, everyone at Disney with that one. But it feels bad that, like, I can't really see the full process of what's going on there, especially with, like, really good art, like, really good, like, films and artworks and such, that people or companies actually do end up making. Like, for example, like, for a DreamWorks movie, you never really get, like, a behind-the-scenes, like, I'm not saying a full-scale documentary, but, like, at least an hour's worth of footage where they actually take you behind the scenes to show you, like, some of the challenges they encountered while they were making the movie, you know? I feel like there's a lot of things that could be talked about that shouldn't just be left for news interviews and could actually be their own standalone, like, documentaries, you know? And I'm not typically a fan of documentaries, that's just the truth of it. I don't really like that genre of, like, well, of film. Is it film? It's I'd call it. I just don't like that genre in general, you know? But at the same time, I do actually want to see more stuff like that, where I get the behind-the-scenes look at, like, various things. I think How It's Made, that one series that's, like, talking about how, like, various products and items are made in factories and such, I think that's, like, an ingenious, like, little thing, because it lasts, like, the perfect amount of time. They talk about something, they make it interesting. They don't have to do much, you know? They just film the stuff, narrate it, and then call it a day, you know? I think that's, like, perfect, you know? I will say it would be nice to have, like, a making of something, you know? Just kind of a... It makes us feel more involved, or more aware of the process, is I believe that some people don't really understand, like, how people animate, or what they do. And frankly, I'm still new to that stuff, too, so, like, I'd love to learn more if it's just not just straight-up text. I would love to see physical, like, pieces of stuff, you know? Like, physical or digital, like, things, videos, pictures, like, anything that isn't, like, a news site talking about, like, oh, here's what the company did, and it's all text. And, like, they have, like, the worst titles for them, too. Oh, man, like, I don't know, I just love to get in there and actually figure out how they do it, you know? Just a second ago, we got introduced to a new mechanic where we can have a party member explore the floor ahead of us. And, they pick up items along the way, they do a couple battles along the way. Really, it's just them going through the floor. If they're able to do it, they're able to do it. If they're not, well, they probably need healing. But in the meantime, while they're exploring that floor, you can't really do anything with them in your party at all. As in, they don't fight, they don't show up in your party, there's nothing you can do. It's not great, but sometimes you need to balance out the team. Or battle at least one enemy without one person to get that sense of difficulty back in. Let's see, so personal life stuff that's been going on, I guess, since I took that little break. After I was done with that batch of videos, I still had these two. This Persona episode and Sweet Cake to do. And when I tried recording audios, I tried multiple times, okay? I really did. But no matter what, my voice sounded absolutely terrible. Like I wasn't in it. Like, I was tired, or just, I didn't feel anything, you know, in terms of, like, not motivation, I just didn't feel, like, excited or something, you know? I didn't feel like I, like, had enough energy to really carry me through at all. And that really sucked, because I really wanted to get the next two videos out and have those in the same line, rather than having them having these two separated. And I feel bad about that, because it's like, man, I could have actually done something. If I really tried, I could have forced my voice, I could have made it work, you know? But, I just couldn't. I was probably just absolutely beat from work. That week was, like... That week was tough. Yeah, that's just the truth of it. In the meantime, though, I mean, while I was taking that break, I recognized what was wrong with my art style digitally, and why it wasn't working. It's because I just didn't have... I already know, and have made mention of this before, that I don't have a proper, like, formal art training. Like, I didn't know a lot of the basic stuff that you should really do in a piece of art. I kinda had an idea at them, I just didn't quite get them, you know? And that's, that kinda sucks. Luckily, whew, man, I'm tired, wow. Luckily, I decided now was the time to change that, and so, over the weekend, I took up, some art courses online, and I'm starting those and I'm doing them. Kind of just like, basically just video lessons, that's it. They're video lessons, but they're taught by instructors that, like, one, like, have experience, know what they're talking about, everything is well-paced, the artwork is... not the artwork. The lessons are simple to understand, they really are. And it's nice to have a video like that I can just pause rather than kind of being in the moment with someone teaching me. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have, like, a proper teacher and a proper class and a proper, like, everything. School, really. I just want school. But, it's nice just having a video like that where I could do it at my own pace, but still take the time to actually learn things and just really feel like I'm doing it, like, myself, but also, like, alongside someone, rather than, like, you know, completely alone. It doesn't help that, like, whenever I try to read, like, art books, like, genuine, like, art book tutorials, like, I mean, I don't know. But, like, those art books, they're useful, right? They really are. But I have so much trouble actually reading them, because they just get so wordy, and, like, there's too many words there when, like, it would help if they did, like, a step-by-step kind of image situation, you know? The way that they use the words is, yes, it's correct and descriptive enough, but it's so boring to me that, like, I just can't do it, and I end up fighting against the lesson and doing my own thing, which is the complete opposite of what you should be doing during those lessons. Am I saying I have a problem with art books? No, it's more the fact that, like, I myself have trouble with art books. I think they're great for learning. It's just they're not my, like, recommended medium for learning. It's like showing up to a classroom, and the teacher isn't there, and the only thing that's there is the textbook, and you just had to read the textbook. And you had to read it the whole time, like, for 40 minutes straight. And, like, anytime you try to, like, draw or copy from the textbook, it just felt slow and boring, and, like, it really felt like the textbook was, like, it had too many pages, you know? Like, that's my analogy there. That's really just what I feel anytime I read an art book that, like, actually does a good job of teaching you art, you know? And I feel bad for that, I really do. But luckily, you know, I can find a way around it with these video lessons, which is great. Overall, in just, like, the first couple lessons alone, I have learned, like, a ton. I really have learned a ton, and it's just made me feel better. And I actually have a good understanding of things. And you wanna know the thing about the video lessons that I, like, just now realized, right? When I go from the book, right? When I learn directly from, like, a book or, like, a person, there's always that, like, sense of, like, self-critique, you know? That self, like, doubt and stuff, and it's like, this isn't gonna be good enough. And then sometimes you get accustomed to the artwork that you're making, and you're like, oh yeah, this is good. And the second that you either, like, flip the paper or show it to someone and they point out something, it's immediately like, oh. Yeah, I really hate myself for that. No. What the books are not good at is, like, telling you that this is a stress-free environment, that art overall, like, as a casual thing, or learning it, is a stress-free zone. The video lessons, especially ones, like, where the instructor feels more, personable, in a way, they really feel stress-free, and they do reiterate that this is a stress-free zone, you don't have to worry. You don't have to share what you made. You could, but you don't have to. You don't have to, like, submit your things in to be graded. You don't have to do any of that. And most importantly, if you feel, like, stressed, like, you could pause. You could take a second. You can breathe, and you realize, like, man, this is not something I should be stressed about. This is actually, like, kind of a chill thing. And I'm okay with that. Like, I love that. I love when I'm specifically told the words, like, you don't need to be stressed here, you know? Like, there's nothing to really worry about, right? It just sets something in my mind that just says, hey, like, this is true. There's nothing to be worried about. Take it slow. Take it easy, you know? I'm not rushing for a deadline. I'm not trying to do good for a grade. I don't have to try as hard. I just do it, and it turns out good. That, to me, is what art lessons should be. I think that there needs to be a sense of stress and deadlines in classrooms. Really, there does need to be that, because it's a classroom. It's a high school art, it's a college art, it's a whatever art, you know? It's an actual art school, you know? But we also need to be reaffirmed that, like, we don't have to worry all the damn time. Just take it easy. Just think outside of your, like, little bubble for a minute, and just don't worry about it. Let it go. Just drop it. All that stress, just ease out of it, you know? And being told that for, not for the first time in my life, but being told that in, like, a context in which I really should be calm, you know? Like, I truly had nothing to worry about. It did make me feel better. It really did. And, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, overall, from those art courses, I've learned that, it's gonna get easier. Art overall is gonna look a lot better as I'm moving on. Hell, maybe one day I'll do a remaster of everything, who knows. Then again, I'd like to keep it up for a while, because I don't think I'm ready for a remaster. I need to keep taking more lessons. Lessons would really help. I like the fact that I'm able to get, like, on a personal level like this. Like, especially online, where you kind of just throw something out there, and either no one listens, or you hope someone listens, or someone does listen, or someone insults you, and it's like a mess, you know? With a video, sure, you know, those things can happen, but, like, you already recorded the audio ahead of time. You already recorded the audio in the moment. You're live streaming, you know? You're doing whatever. In a video format, you just do. You know, you just talk. You sit there. you get to relax and de-stress. You get to really get everything out of your system. Especially when, like, you know, you're a self-conscious person sometimes. If you're self-conscious and you think that, like, nobody's listening to you, I mean, maybe someone is. That's just the truth of it. Maybe someone out there is listening to you. And hell, if someone, like, if nobody is truly listening to you, maybe it's okay, you know? Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe one day they will end up listening to you. One day you're going to be heard no matter what. I think that's just a little small pep talk there. Point is, you aren't mute, you aren't silent, and people can hear you. Some people choose not to, and some people actually mistakenly just don't. And other people listen, either conditionally or unconditionally, you know? Being heard is very, it's a very human thing. It really is. Wanting to be heard, I should say. That's it is a very human thing. It's, crazy to think about, I guess. Man. Sorry about my, little bit of,
We got ourselves a shadow here.
Yeah, I don't know what to call that. That's not philosophy or anything. That's just, like... Yeah, I don't know what to call that. Huh. Well, if you made it this far in the video, you might as well, like, figure out what I'm talking about, because I don't know what I'm talking about, really. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, I'm just saying. I don't know what my thing classifies as. Ah, man. Yikes. I'm glad that I get to, like, play this game kind of casually, and I don't have to do as much. Like, I get to 100% it, or try to 100% it, at least, you know? But I just kind of talk at my own pace, and if something, like, does need to be discussed in-game, like, I can talk about it, but for the most part, it's just me doing this, you know? This forever. On and on. You're only gonna be listening to this for the rest of your life. Ooh, I'm hypnotizing you. You could tell. You can tell it's kind of, I'm not gonna say late at night, but I'm a little bit, loopy and tired, I guess. Especially when I'm recording this. This is just... It's an experience! It really is. Oh, man. I gotta say, I just love it, you know? I love this whole experience I have. Both in this game, with YouTube, like, in art, in everything, really. I just love experiencing things, I guess. Trying something new is hard, but, like, whenever you do it, it kind of feels fun, you know? Even if it sucks, and you know that it sucks afterward, I mean, it's still kind of fun, you can't deny that. Or at least you tried to have fun with it, you know? You put in effort to do the thing. That's the part that matters. Lately, I don't know what to talk about. Oh, lately me and my friends have been playing, a board game online called Root. That's been really, I'm gonna say chaotic. I really need to calm down whenever I'm playing games. Man, I was, unhinged, like, last weekend. Oh my god. Imagine being unhinged over a board game. Like, I feel terrible about that, actually. It's rare I get, like, super, into something like that, I guess. I wouldn't say passionate's the right word. I'd actually say it's the opposite word of what I'm going for here. But yeah, overall, I mean, even though I was mad a lot or stressed out, it's mainly because it's kind of a war game. It really is. But it's also a fun one that I really enjoyed with my friends, and I hope that we're gonna play more of it soon, because, man, it's just the best. I think, honestly, Root is the best board game. No doubt in my mind, okay? Catan doesn't matter. Monopoly doesn't matter. Clue doesn't matter. Yahtzee is a dice game. That is not a board game. Sorry, I don't think I know anyone that plays Sorry still. There are so many board games out there. Risk, honestly, Risk sucks, okay? I cannot understand Risk for the life of me, okay? But I can understand Root, and that apparently has even more rules than Risk, which is absolutely insane. Point is, Oh, Battleship's another one. Battleship's okay. I actually do like Battleship a lot. I like Clue and Monopoly and Catan a lot. It's just like, in terms of being a board game, both in production and in gameplay, and in every other sense of the aspect, it's literally the best board game. Like, this isn't like a sponsored video or anything. This is not even close to that. If I had a sponsored video for something, I'd actually have, like, a lot of fun with it, really. I would do less of just, like, you know, properly promoting it and just have fun with the damn thing. Because it's just like, you know, if I'm getting paid to do something, I'm gonna have fun with it too, you know? If I don't have fun with something that I'm being paid to do, right? Like, that just doesn't work for me. Especially on a sponsorship, right? If I have to, like, portray your product in a certain light or with certain keywords or something, like, I don't want to do that. I want to have fun with the damn thing. I don't care if it's a bar of Dr. Squatch soap, or if it's like, for example, like Ruth the board game or something. Really anything. I want to have fun with whatever I'm promoting, you know? Because that's just the truth of it. Really, these gameplay videos, all of them, are a way to promote the game. Really, they are. Promoting, like, you know, it's mainly entertainment, right? But also, you're probably thinking like, oh man, maybe I want to play that game, or maybe I want to watch the next episode, or maybe I want to follow the company that makes this game, right? It's just free advertising in a way, basically, you know? It really is. I don't care about getting paid or not on any of this. I really don't. Just to me, I think that I gotta have fun with it and show off, like, some of the cool stuff that, like, one, I have access to, and two, some of the cool stuff I've found through other people. And this is a prime example. Persona 3 Reload, I learned about the Persona series from David. Content warning. I got into it because it was, like, trending both online and with famous gaming groups that, like, I actually enjoyed watching. And on top of that, my friends and I already enjoyed Lethal Company, and content warning was the next, like, it's the next natural step in gameplay. It really is. Left 4 Dead 2, an old game, mind you. This thing is old, okay? Still a way to show it off, but also promote the Steam community's, like, absolutely insane workshop, and how amazing modding is for games. Especially when it's, like, open like that. It feels open, where you just cover a character with a completely different one. I don't need to have Coach, I could have Dr. Eggman. I like showcasing these things, and I like having fun with it. Payday 2 also had a lot of fun with that one, really did. And that was a whole journey in itself. Man, that was a fun one. Overall, you know, I've said overall a lot, actually, man. I need to fix that a little. I think I've only... Wait, have I said it like 2 or 3 times in this video? Maybe 4. 4 in a 30-minute video. That's not it's not perfect, right? But, you know, whatever. Man. Okay. There we go. Better, better. Whew. I am tired. That is true. There we go. Got it, got it. Sorry, sorry. But, like, yeah, like, I just like showing off, like, cool games that I actually really love. I love the Persona series. I love content warning. I love all these games that I've played before. And games that, like, you know, I show off, like, in the future, right, are ones that I also, like, love. Unless it's a joke one, because then I'm going to absolutely despise and trash the game. I'm looking at a certain game that starts with the letter B. If anyone knows what that is, put it in the comments, because, man, what a terrible game. I'm also upset because David gifted me that game when it was on, like, a Steam summer sale for, like, $2. I will probably play that, but I'm gonna force him to join me. Just for, like, you know, the commentary and really just the stupidity of it. Because, man, we just both need to experience the absolute atrocity that game is. I talk a lot about, like, you know, future projects both in art and in games. and I have yet to mention, like, possible candidates for the games and less in the art. With art, it's personal projects that, like, I hold very close to my heart and very close to really everything. I'm scared to show them off because I'm not good enough at art yet. And, eventually, when I become really good at drawing, like, at a level that I think is acceptable, something that I can use to show off, like, my whole thing, right? My whole ideas list. I'd be ready. But with games, it's a bit different. I want people to be surprised at what my next game is, you know? Like, I'm in the middle of doing all this Persona stuff. A very long, like, long game. But those moments where I played, you know, Payday, Content Warning, Left 4 Dead 2, those moments, they were complete surprises. Surprises to even me. They came out of nowhere. And it was nice seeing stuff like that. It was nice posting stuff like that. Imagine just out of nowhere, you know, a Let's Player has been doing the same series for like a little bit now. All of a sudden they drop like a random video. And the random video is just, it's just as enjoyable as the series, or even more so. It just comes out of nowhere. And I love that. I love something like that. I might mention possible candidates for games in my next Persona video, whenever I have the time. But overall, I just gotta say, expect the unexpected. It's always nice seeing something like that. So I think it's time to talk about the new Persona that we got, which was, well, I can't call it one thing because that is the wrong pronunciation. I am so used to the wrong pronunciation because of a pack of cigarettes. Thank you, America. Anyway, Fortuna is a Greek and Roman based mythology. They are under the Fortune Arcana, and they pop a decent amount. They are also known as Lady Fortune, goddess of fortune, chance, and luck in Roman mythology, daughter of Jupiter and Venus. She can be represented as veiled or blind. She is believed to have originally been a goddess of blessing and fertility, mainly being worshipped by mothers. Yes. She was also treated as the personification of luck, which is, I think it's just a cool little thing. There we go. She can only be unlocked due to a special fusion recipe with Angel, Silky, and Unicorn, and that was done through the quests that we were able to pull off. And I think it was that first date that allowed us to get her, which is nice. Good morning. The Roman goddess of luck, she spins the wheel of fortune. She is believed to have originally been a fertility goddess. Her Greek counterpart is, oh, I can't exactly pronounce it, but Tyche. Tyche? I don't know. I feel bad for butchering it, but hey, it happens sometimes. I feel bad about that. That really sucks. You can tell I'm crunching a little bit at the fact. But yeah, you know, next video is going to be my speed paint. The one after that, probably going to be Persona. Probably. Most likely. I mean, come on, I got to record a new batch. And, overall, I mean, it's just been a great time. Making these videos so far and seeing my numbers hit heights that I've never really gotten to experience or really know before. It's nice. It really is. I've been Eire with Saturn's Edge. And, you know, you've been watching Persona 3 Reload for a while now. You've been watching my channel for a while now. I hope you like and subscribe and share and do all that fun stuff. And, well, I'll see y'all around next time, okay? Bye.